We don't.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah, don't even need to worry about talking to people. They weren't being very nice either. They're saying we're shamelessly plugging our neighbors.
Look at this beautiful.
Look at that tapestry.
Look at that.
It's Middle Earth.
That's wonderful.
It's beautiful.
Officer Ramos, how you doing out there? You doing good?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to say hi to the people. This is the North Carolina Comicon live Twitch stream. Officer Ramos.
Officer Ramos
is take care of this man right here.
We're gonna break him. he's gonna be drunk by the end of the No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's got the uniform.
I'm joking. It was a joke. It was a joke. But anyway, take a seat, Officer Ramos. Hang out with us. This is awesome.
We're just bullshitting, having some fun here.
You could be a model or something. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we gotta up the handsome factor.
Yeah,
we gotta up the handsome factor in here.
Factor.
We've been bringing it way down.
Handsome factor is going way through the roof right now.
For sure.
So how have you been? How has your con been so
It's
far?
been so good. I love this convention. I love coming here. I did it last year.
Yeah.
And Tommy and I.
We got another guest. Another guest coming.
Oh, is Tommy here?
Tommy's coming
Tommy's here. I see Tommy.
Ramos, check out. Or look out. He's coming this way.
Tommy, get in here, brother. I'll go out.
There we go.
There we go.
I'll run protection.
There's Tommy.
There's Tommy.
So
there.
like last year, Tommy invited me, and we just hit it off. We became great friends.
Yeah.
And so we talked about working together back then, and we figured out a way to work together this year with Young Animal, and we'll do other stuff together too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love this convention.
Nice. So, what has been your favorite part so far, other than the Darrington art?
Yes.
Not the Tommy Lee art,
Oh,
the Darrington art.
No, was definitely seeing all the artwork. Definitely seeing all the artwork and the panels have been amazing. And I think the Mother Panic panel was probably the best one.
Cool. Yeah. Now that I'm here, what was he saying before?
We were just talking about how handsome he is.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Ramos being handsome and could be a model.
Yeah.
We don't know why he went up with the civil duty job when he could be at like GQ headquarters right now. Well, we want to know why. That is the burning question. He wants to serve and protect.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I love doing these panels. So
Yeah.
You're right. It's like, and having one devoted to each book is so cool. You know, so
because you really can fill up an hour.
yeah, it's easy.
Just talking about the process, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would ask you what your favorite part of the con so far has been, but you put it all together.
I already know what my favorite part is when I hear all the great feedback from kids, and from their parents and from the fans. That's like the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I haven't had much time to go on social media, but like every time I do, I see like so many people meeting new friends, having fun, smiling. I mean, I was just out there walking in and seeing people just being themselves and being cool, and everybody's just so positive. That's my favorite part.
We actually were talking about that the other day, how Bill's been to a lot of cons. I not so much me. I only went to cons.
We went to the Detroit one together.
Detroit. We did San Diego when Umbrella was coming out.
Yeah, that's right.
And
we did Boston signing and New York signing.
Yeah. And it just seems like the atmosphere here, everybody is so much more friendly. Not that they weren't friendly, it's just maybe there's a working atmosphere there, but like everybody is like so upbeat and happy here.
Yeah.
But there, everybody was so compact that it was like, it was me just making a hole, get out of the way, and people are like, So,
I mean, sometimes any show can get like that, you know, but I think that's always the challenge, definitely, when we're organizing this show, is like, how do we, so we kind of come up with like a max limit of people before, when does it get too crazy, so that when does it become too frustrating, because you want people to be able to, you know, and somebody was just telling me outside, like, oh, we got to just walk right up to Nick Darrington, walk right up to Jody Hauser, you know, walk and visit with them and get feedback or ask them questions, or, you know, I mean, there's a lot of shows where you kind of can't have that access.
Or, like yesterday, how we had the Mother Panic cosplayer, sitting here right next to Tommy, who does the art and draws Mother Panic.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the projects, okay? Let's talk about the projects. Everybody knows about the projects. Mm-hmm. It's almost like we shouldn't talk about the projects, but we should talk about the projects.
Yeah, probably.
What is the big thing that just happened recently with Mother Panic just coming out, right?
That was the big thing. The big thing for November was the first issue of Mother Panic, the launch of that character.
Yeah.
That was technically like, as far as what we have planned in focusing on the 4 books, that was like our last kind of milestone.
Yeah.
And that's the last monthly book that we have planned so far. We're working on some other stuff at Young Animal, but we're really going to make sure we stay focused on those core 4 books moving forward and keep feeding into those books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any big plans for the books that you can reveal that doesn't go too far?
Let me see.
Like anything you guys can think of, like, oh, in Doom Patrol, we have something coming out, or you know what I'm talking about.
Well, for Doom Patrol, there was, to me, the book does move very quick, but it feels like for the first 2 to 3 issues, it's kind of guiding you in, and I think by the time we're done with the 6, everything will really be glued together. And they do go on an adventure within the 6, but I think after those first 6 issues, you're really going to see it kind of open up into crazier territory as we keep going.
How many issues are we going to see out of the first?
Well, the first graphic novel will be 6 issues.
So that's the first graphic novel.
That's the first graphic novel, and then it's undetermined. However long we can write and draw Doom Patrol
until your arthritis kicks in.
Yeah. Until we kill Nick and Tamara.
Yeah. Yeah.
We kill them.
Cataracts start setting on this one for Mother Panic, right?
yeah. Some pretty detailed art. And then with Mother Panic, so Tommy's got his 3-issue arc, which is the first arc, the introductory arc, and then Sean Crystal's coming in to take over art duties for 3 issues, and we've already seen pages from that coming in, and they're brilliant. And they're connected to Tommy's as well, because some of Sean's techniques in terms of drawing with the brush are pretty similar to some of the approaches and techniques that Tommy uses. So it guides really nicely. And then after Sean Crystal, we have Jean-Paul Leon, who definitely comes from the same school as Tommy, with art.
It's pronounced Jean-Paul Leon.
Wait, is Jean-Paul Leon?
Yeah. He loves it when you say that.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like, and he gets upset if you say Jean-Paul Leon. You have to say Jean-Paul Leon.
Leon.
Yeah, he loves that. If he sees it, he's going to be super happy if he sees this.
Yeah?
Yeah, no.
I had a really good question lined up as a follow-up, and you just blew it with the Leon.
I did?
Leon talk.
So what does he prefer?
Jean-Paul Leon.
Leon, okay, got it.
But Leon works. Leon. I can call or Jean-Paul the Professional.
All right, so now I remember when you started with Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
And the pressures you had with that one book.
Yeah.
Was that your follow-up question?
Now, no, but I'm going with this. Is that okay?
No. Speaking of professional,
what are the different pressures now that you're overseeing 4 books at once? What's the biggest challenge so far?
Is meeting deadlines,
Yeah.
And it's about you got to switch hats a lot. So a lot of the day, I try to divide my day into doing Young Animal work in terms of reviewing pages, scripts, artwork, colors, lettering, all that stuff, and then I'll try to switch over to writing. It's a balance. You got to kind of find that, because I have to turn in pages for Nick to draw.
Have you ever gotten to a point where you're looking at pages and you're like, wait, what book am I looking at right now? Have you ever gotten to the point where there might be something not going on in that page necessarily? It might be a lot more dialogue or something, and you're like, wait, is it Doom Patrol, Mother Panic?
No, that's the cool thing. They're all so distinct that there's no confusing any of them. You know right away from the artist what you're looking at.
I'm just looking at the overworked aspect.
Yeah.
Because I know I'll text you at 3 o'clock in the morning. You'll be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm working."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Okay."
Always writing.
Cool.
Always writing. Yeah, because I used to game a lot with Worm, And I even got like a rig to do some PC gaming with you, and then we were doing it for like
but
a little bit, but
then it was like when people from Nintendo.
we watched a lot of people go down playing video games and comics. A lot of characters that only ever had one issue.
And then start taking on the life of Kung Fu.
Yeah. Well, you would start to see the influence of the video games into the book until they kind of get bored and just keep playing the game and not drawing anymore. And I took a lot, as a kid working in a comic shop at the time, I learned a valuable lesson from that, and I was just like, wow, you really got to work,
Yeah. Tommy, let's talk about some of your stuff. What are the challenges of you only doing one book instead of 4?
Well, he's drawing.
I'm what?
He's drawing, so that's a whole other.
I remember when I wrote a book for Dark Horse called Vandroid, and I was so happy I didn't have to draw it because I could just write, all right, like he's in the mall and he fights 12 security guards, and I'm like, done.
Right.
And then Nick, and then Dan McDade would have to go and like draw that stuff. It was awesome. But yeah, it's just so brutal. But it's self-inflicted. I mean, it's like you work so hard on it, and you know the deadline's hard. And it's like, for me especially, it's very hard for me to let go. And we kind of put ourselves in that position by trying so hard to make number 1 so awesome.
Yeah.
So then it's like, all right, well, you can't derail it now. You gotta like keep it up. So that's the hardest thing, is like balancing, the quality with having to actually create a product that comes out that people can see. So otherwise, without the deadlines, you'd be screwed, because I would just work and work and work to make it great, and then I would just go broke, and my family would be in big trouble, and and it's just kind of like, you gotta like just do what you gotta do.
Suck up and push through. Yeah, but we had Nick over here, Nick Darrington, yesterday, and he was just like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
He's like, hard. I left comic books 10 years ago and started doing animation stuff. He's like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to come back.
Yeah.
Just because, you want some candy? There is candy right here, guys.
Oh, look at that.
Want candy. So, let's talk about working with Jody Hauser here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she just gave me. Oh, watch out! There's bookmarks.
Whoa!
We don't want to lose those.
You don't want to lose those. We were just talking about getting Jody over here.
Number 1.
Yeah,
by
Faith,
Jody
number
Hauser.
1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to get Jody over here.
Yeah, we are gonna get her over here eventually. She's just so busy.
She is.
Seems
really
like
busy.
all the people you guys work with are the ones that are in demand. Just a laundry list of people that you like. I want to work with this person, this person, this person, or what?
Yeah, it was mainly just finding the right people.
Yeah.
But they all happen to be like really brilliant.
Yeah.
But it was finding who was right for each book. I saw a very early submission from Jody on Mother Panic, and I felt like she was going to be able to capture Violet's voice, and she does. And then she contributed a great deal to the character and co-created Mother Panic with us.
Yeah.
So, but we were looking for kind of like champions, like people that believed in it, wanted to make weird, cool comics, wanted to make something different. And DC's been super cool. Like, they've given us they have a lot of trust in us, and they've given us a lot of room to really experiment.
Yeah. Which I'm sure is key to this being what it is.
Because a lot of times in your life, I think if you're making art, and if you're making commercial art, sometimes somebody will say, we want you to come in and do whatever it is, do your thing, and kind of do what you want. And and a lot of times, sometimes you'll find out like it's not really the case. Like they always want you to dial it back, or like, well, making records, and if you're on a major label, like you get feedback sometimes, and it's tough to deal with. So it's that art versus commerce. But DC has just been so open.
Yeah.
Just like, please, you and your teams, do your thing.
Yeah.
It's important, especially when you're making comics. Lots of times you're doing it in your solitary, you're kind of sitting there writing or sitting there drawing or coloring, and it's like that we can all kind of text each other and email each other, and we're all kind of in the same boat. And I always feel like when like DC is there and they're so supportive. You know, it's like we have like this anchor. You know, it's really cool. I always feel like there's this great support from DC all the time.
I can't.
You look like you're gonna smile.
I can't help but look at Tommy and smile. I love this man. Like, he's amazing. Let's talk about what we did this morning, because we gotta go do some things here and there, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You guys go do your things and everything like that. But this morning we were at the Red Storm thing.
Yes.
And we were playing these video games, and it was absolutely incredible. Just the interaction amongst each other. Those moments of downtime.
Yeah.
How do you spend your free time with being so busy?
I'm on West Coast time a little bit, so I have extra hours at night where I'll write some, but we spend time together hanging out. That's mainly been like last night we had the Young Animal Dinner, which was great. It was all the creators and people that had done maybe variant covers and things like that, so that was super great, and backup stories. And we've just been spending time together, I think it's important. And we
Especially since it's so rare.
Yeah, it is rare to have everybody in the same place. And when you're at San Diego, and I'm not bagging on it, but like everybody's there, but you feel like you hardly see anybody. You don't really, you don't get to hang out much because it's so much work and it's so busy and there's so many people. This is a more chill environment, so we spend time together.
And the layout here, I think, is key to it being so lit up. It's so good because you got these nice sized conference rooms or halls, and they're split up.
Yeah.
So like, you don't want to be around all the hustle and bustle of the vendors or whatever. You go into the other hall, or
Or you go see a movie, or you go see a panel, or
Yesterday we were calling it Comic Book College, because you have to get across campus to go see a movie, or you can go over to the dance over in the other building.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's
the dance, the gala, the Guardians of the Gala, Defenders of the Multi-Prom.
Hey, come on in here.
What do we got?
We have Jon Rivera joining us.
Nice.
Jon Rivera, one of the writers for Cave Carson, has a cybernetic eye, and the Peppercini Challenge champion from yesterday. There is winners, and it was you. It was actually all of us. Ramos, give us a smile into the camera. There we go. Just keep it live with you. John, how are you feeling today after the Peppercini Challenge?
I feel like Renton and Trainspotting. It's horrible. That's my life now.
It's your life for 4 days.
It's not a temporary thing. It'll be my life from now on.
Okay. So we talked about everything else pretty much, but now that John's here, one of the challenges of working with somebody that you've known for so long.
Yeah.
At any moment, like, have you guys been like at each other or anything like
No,
that?
John and I work so well together. The challenge is really cracking the story open together.
Yeah, it's not what I'd
say. You finish, then we'll
I'll get the real story.
Yeah. No, John and I have been working together for years on various projects, so we gel. Our ideas always gel, but we'll bring in different perspectives to each other. But yeah, the challenge is cracking the story together. That's really like putting your heads together and going like, how do we break this story?
Yeah, I mean,
and we trust each other. We trust that if one of us is making a suggestion that's different than the other one, we're doing it. It's not an ego thing. Sometimes you work with people, and it's like they just want to say something so that they contributed in a way, whether it was good or bad, to the story. Like, I think it should be red. Even it's. But us, we know that each other, we're making suggestions, and we feel like it'll improve the story. And
Like you find you're kind of putting the story first in a way, like it's like whatever works best for that.
Yeah.
In the end, I could go through the script and I couldn't tell you who came up with what.
Right.
Like every line will change 2 or 3 times. We'll each take passes, and it just becomes its own thing. I call it because we have different perspectives.
Yeah.
I call it like our third voice.
Yeah.
It's definitely different when we write together versus when I or Gerard write separately.
Yeah.
There is this third voice that happens.
Then you have like the addition of Molly Mahan, who's editing the book, and then she comes back with the big questions for both of us. Like she'll look at the script, kind of the end result, or at least the first part of the end result, and then she'll ask the hard questions, and she'll get the script to a great place. Like, she'll help us get it there. And then Mike takes over and just draws the hell out of it, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, and adds a lot, you know.
Yeah, you know. I think that's so,
Yeah, comics, like, you know, are super collaborative. They're, you know, there's...
And then Nick will come in with, like, a color choice.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was not in a script or anything, and we're like, you just,
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, everybody that's watching probably already knows how you took your path to get to comics.
Yeah.
What would some advice be to somebody that wants to get their stuff out there, but just doesn't know which way to go with it?
I have a philosophy for that stuff.
Okay.
Right? You create your own world. Like, you kind of work so hard and you try to be so great that stuff kind of comes to you. I mean, now granted, there's a degree of self-promotion and marketing and all that stuff, but you want to create a happening. You want something to happen around what you're doing. And if you kind of do that, then stuff will come. Like, you know, like people will say, wow, I saw that thing you did on Instagram, or I saw that. And sequential is a big part for breaking into comics. I think that's the most important thing. Like, pinups are really cool, and they can get people hired onto a book, but it's really about the storytelling, because that's a whole different set of gears, just storytelling, you know, on the page. But that's my opinion, is like, you create a universe and make stuff come to it, you manifest it.
Well,
Like inviting people to the party.
Yeah.
You're like, let's make this look. Yeah, you're making it look fun for people to come hang out with you, share your ideas.
Well, how'd you break in?
It's kind of I never did just comics, so I always had like that and like animation stuff or movie stuff or books or advertising, but always comics was like the most unique, fun thing, because it's such a unique language and you have such a personal connection to it, and when it comes out you feel like this, even though it's a collaboration, you feel like a real great sense of authorship that's very unique to comics. And when I went to college in LA at Art Center, and when I met Howard Chaykin, who was one of my comic book creator heroes, he really helped kind of, you know, critique my work all the time, pushed me to get better, and then we shared a studio together, and I would soak stuff up. And then it's a lot of like, you know, networking and meeting the right people and having people kind of take a shot on you, you know, and give you like a little backup story or a pinup or something that you would have a chance to prove yourself. And then, yeah, and that's, you know, and then, but yeah, the kind of the hustling never quite stops if you want to keep getting better, I found. Like, if you want to, I'm getting work doing this kind of thing, what do I really want to do? And then I'll figure out what that goal is, and I push for that thing. You know, I go, like, oh, I'm working on some animation stuff, but I really want to do this live action thing. I'm going to push for that to happen now, you know? So some of it is like, so the pushing never stops to try and make something else happen.
Makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I, once again, had a great, I was going to say, I was waiting for the, if you want to get recognized, come here, because there's a lot of people out here that are looking at art and trying to help people along with that stuff, right?
There are always, like, especially, like, there are a lot of writers that would like to collaborate with a great artist, and then there's artists that, like, would like to meet somebody who wants to tell their stories, and sometimes it's, like, it's rare to be, like, lucky enough to feel, like, confident in all those skills. So it's cool to meet other people that they're in the same kind of space as you, looking to make stuff happen. And then you put your resources together and make it happen. And then, yeah, at this convention, you get to go to I'm doing a storytelling workshop later with Jamie Rich, who's the head of the Vertigo office, and who's you know, on the Young Animal books with us. And Jamie has been doing comics for 25 years. And at Dark Horse, at Oni, at now DC, and so he and I are doing a storytelling workshop that's aimed at specifically, you know, aspiring professionals, you know, so I can be a little harder on them. Yesterday we did one for kids, which is like the opposite, but today is the You know?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just get it together.
What do you have left today?
John and I are doing a Cave Carson panel at 2:30, and then Nick and Tamra and Jamie and I are doing a Doom Patrol panel with special guest Richard Case.
Richard Case. We talked to him yesterday.
Yes, he did. He did the run in the '90s with Grant. So he was the artist for that, and he's going to be our guest at the panel.
And Richard Case did a lot of the artwork for Division, which is a big game that we played together. We all played together with Red Storm. It was really funny because we had Richard in here the other day, and some of the stuff that you just wouldn't. Like, I knew him because of the little bio, like, you know, he did the artwork for Doom Patrol.
Right.
But he has his hand in so many things that I love. And I'm like, wow, like, my mind was blown by a lot of the guests so far. I'm like, wait a minute, you did that? Like, Frisky Dingo, Sam Ellis? Like, what? Yeah.
So 3:30 is Doom Patrol. So 2:30 is Cave Carson, and then right after is the Doom Patrol panel.
Yeah.
And that's it for me. And then I'm gonna spend some time with my artist friends and you and everybody, and we're gonna hang out.
Come back and hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll probably do a little bit of writing maybe before we do hangs, and then tomorrow I get to go.
We all know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I gotta write, and then it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like, I really have to write. And we're like, okay, all right, right, we got.
And then I have been, so that's been good.
Yeah, like I didn't think you'd get anything done Friday night, and after we all left, and went our different ways and went to bed. He texted me in the morning, dude, I wrote Doom Patrol and a whole new song.
Yeah. And I was up till like 4 a.m. I just couldn't sleep.
You like played us off of the song, and we were all like getting ready to go, and you started playing. What song was it? It was like King Diamond.
Oh, I was playing Merciful Fate.
Merciful Fate.
I started blasting Merciful Fate to get me in the
preparation
in the zone to write Doom Patrol.
And we were filtering out of your room, and it was just blaring.
So I think this party's just starting.
Yeah, his party was starting.
Yeah, his party
we were stumbling to our hotel rooms like.
We were listening to Melissa by Merciful Fate. The album Melissa.
The album Melissa.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I think we're good here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for some stuff. I want to get Bandit.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's what we'll do.
John, you gonna be around after your panels too?
Yeah, I think after the panel, I'm gonna probably head back to the table while you're doing that. I'll probably head back and wait and sign stuff, and then
What kind of stuff are you selling at your table this year?
I'm not selling anything. I'm selling good times and conversation.
Yeah, come meet John.
Yeah.
Talk to him about Cave Carson.
Yeah, a lot of people came by SK and got to sign some books and meet some people. So I'll probably do that for like an hour. So I want to walk the floor. I haven't really had a chance to, and then meet up with everybody and stream and.
Yeah, and Tommy, you have panels for the rest of the day, pretty much, or just
I'm gonna sit with Essential Sequential, which is a group of artists, including Kerry Nord and Dave Johnson and.
They did a thing on Doom, right? On Doom issue 1. They do the YouTube videos?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
this is just like my art dealer.
Oh.
So like yesterday I didn't have time at all, but today I'm gonna hang out there for a couple hours, and there's all the Mother Panic original art. If people want to see the originals, they can come check that out. And then portfolio reviews, like workshops, that kind of stuff I'm gonna be doing today. So,
reviewing them portfolios.
Yeah, and like DC. I mean, DC's looking at portfolios. Valiant is looking at portfolios. Action Lab. I mean, like the whole spectrum of different publishers. You know, who are just. So if you're looking for, maybe you're looking for work, but you're mostly looking for feedback. You know, that's people are getting that all day yesterday and today.
This stuff was important for me when I was like bringing my art, or going to these shows, and getting a chance to meet like real editors that work at these companies. Like this is a great opportunity for people who are starting out or are doing and just want some extra advice. I mean, you have someone that literally does this, that's their job, and it's invaluable. If you can take criticism, which is the most important step to be any kind of artist, is being able to take constructive criticism. This is the place to do it.
Yeah,
really
that's important. Yeah.
Well, all right. So we will take a break now. we'll send these guys off, and then we'll be back with some more cosplayers and some more vendors and some more people from Artist Alley, and we'll just keep it kicking.
Bye, guys.
Bye.